Alright guys, when you're in traffic like this, you've got to expect cars coming in from the left and right, especially if your lane is shorter and moving. So I cover the rear brake basically like this, have it right over my right over the brake. I've not gotten comfortable with the front, covering the front. You should cover the front. My problem I have found, this brake is adjustable on the front brake, and I've got it the shortest distance possible. And I find that when I try to cover the front brake, I mistakenly roll forward on the throttle, which is not what I want to do, right? And people will say to just use 2 fingers, and I assume it's these 2. I gotta look in more of that, because you see how I'm doing it. If I grab at the end, I saw one thing saying that you should not grab your motorcycle like this, but out like that. And I guess if I did that, I'd have my hands out here like that. Maybe that's the tip. I don't know. I've been also bringing this big old bike to a controlled stop, and got a little closer to this car than I normally would. But like if I had my elbows out like this, and I could cover the front with 3 fingers, those 3, or if I had it like this and cover it with those 2, and I guess you would do it once you were rolled up on the throttle. I think that's my other issue, is that, you know, you're holding the throttle while trying to cover it, and I keep lurching forward because I'm twisting the throttle more than I intend. Doing some sound tests too. I've got my full face helmet, but I've got the visor cracked because it's so hot out. It hasn't closed. I know some people have mentioned that. Alright, practice coming to a smooth stop here. Still putting my foot down probably a little bit early. So I've been trying to practice the controlled stop. I feel like I'm putting my feet down too early, and it's unstable. And some of the experts I checked with and their sites on this topic talk about using the friction zone right at the end and your rear brake only, not the forward brake. I'm getting that one through my head. I mean, you can use the forward brake until you're down near the end, but I've just been trying to get back to using just the rear, and then right at the end, maybe a little bit of friction zone. There we go. And just slow and stop. Hey, if you guys don't use Revzilla, I'll just give a shout out to their general kind of philosophy on customer service. When I first got into biking 3 years ago, I honestly don't even remember how I ended up on Revzilla's site, but I did. And some people told me they were too expensive, and maybe they are, I don't know. Honestly, I've bought some things from other sources, but I've bought a lot of stuff from them, and I think the same company owns Cycle Gear. Cycle Gear has a shop in Richmond. Revzilla does not. And you can't return items at Cycle Gear that you bought off Revzilla, but it's the same inventory, maybe the same shipping locations. But I mentioned in some previous comments that with this showy helmet I ordered, they gave me a $100 credit, and I was supposed to get free 2-day shipping, and that didn't happen. And when I checked back in why, because this is not the first time, there's been a couple of blips. They said, well, you selected standard shipping, and I know I wouldn't. It defaults to 2-day shipping. But they got back to me and said, well, it looks like they did it when they set up the promo. And to apologize for it, they gave me a $50 gift card. Now, they don't have to do that, because I understood. But man, it's an impressive way to handle a customer interaction that leaves a really positive touch point. And you know, there's some people are going to say, well, you shouldn't have demanded. I didn't demand anything. I just asked, you know, you never know if something's gotten blipped in the profile wrong, if there's a computer glitch. But it was a nice gesture, and it assures I'll keep coming back to them. They've done a couple of things like that I didn't ask, but they came back and volunteered stuff. So shout out to them at Revzilla. I actually don't think I've had a bad interaction with them. I've had a few glitches in some orders, not even their fault, I'd say. I mean, I don't know, but just every interaction, whether it's by chat or by telephone, they've been, or by email, they've been really good. I recorded a video and then I don't think I shared it, and the video had to do with this property where we were going. I thought it had a circle drive. The first time I went, I thought it had a circle drive, and I was following two other cars in front of me. And in fact, what happened was we were all going around this parking lot, and it turned out the parking lot was full, and it wasn't a circle drive. We just came to like a curb, concrete curb. And so the first car has to do this, I don't even think it was a 3-point turn. It might have been a 10-point turn, while the second car is trying to do the same thing. And then I'm there, and to make it even worse for me, it was on a downhill. By the time we got around to where the curb was, there was cars left and right in what felt like a small parking lot. I mean, I guess, could two cars pass each other in the parking lot? I guess they would have to, which would equal it to a road, but it sure didn't feel that way. And I'm on a downhill and not capable of motorman type U-turns. And I think I was posted a question like, what would you guys have done? It was a pretty good slant down. What I did do was I started my own little U-turn, but man, it was tough, because I was trying to make damn sure I did not hit that front brake, with memories of my Super Chief Limited when I did almost identical, except there was some gravel involved, where I did a slow speed U-turn and dropped the bike, and there are videos out here somewhere. But pushing, you know, trying to push a heavy bike back up a hill, duck walking it, is very hard, especially trying not to hit the brakes. So would you have done anything different? Now, I know avoidance is the best method. I didn't do that. I found myself in that spot. 2 is getting good enough to do the tightest of U-turns, which a lot of us are not that good. I am not. I maybe should have let them go first and get by me, and then I could have calmly kind of maneuvered. I might have still had to duck walk, but at least they would have been out of the way. I had actually tried to Google map the parking lot before I went the first time to get the lay of the land. It was kind of hard because the aerial view, I didn't know the topography. But I actually thought it was a circle drive, and I think I didn't make it all the way to the curb to look around, but maybe there was an opening that turned into like a dirt path to some courts or something. I don't know.